Edgar with We Don't Need a Hero here on WoW Radio. This is Blue Please with Total Biscuit. Yeah. Must be said that Mickey C does a passable Total Biscuit impression. Passable. I'll give him that. I must thank everyone that we met at BlizzCon. All, of course, the WoW Radio team, who all rocked, quite frankly. Slanic's a bit weird, but we can forgive him for that. He's Irish. Nobunaga, particularly, who came in full Dreadmist and came over to our little corner at the end of the day saying, WTS, Dreadmist mantle. Came over with this giant Dreadmist shoulders. Like, wow, that's cool. We also interviewed him on the air, and he rocks, basically. He also came with his own succubus, who also rocked. There were quite a few hot babes, as it were, at BlizzCon. And many of our staff went around oogling them. However, I'm sorry to say that none of us got lucky. So, tough. BlizzCon's not the best place to be pulling women, it has to be said. But never mind. Some of us weren't lucky. Okay, back to the topic at hand. What is the topic at hand? The topic at hand is the expansion. Now, new races. Who didn't see Blood Elves coming? No one. No one didn't see them coming because it was blindingly obvious that they were going to get put in the game in the first place. We saw the leaked content. We knew it was going to happen. I refuse to go into the lore side of things. Only to say that people who believe that the Blood Elves should be an alliance race must have obviously ignored what happened in the Frozen Throne. Let me put it this way, the alliance weren't particularly nice to them. They threw them in prison and were going to kill them all. Give me one good reason why they would want to be alliance. That's as far as I'm going to go in on the lore perspective, because that's as far as I played into Frozen Throne. I'm not going to go any further because Leto will no doubt call in the hounds and set up a righteous crusade against me for slandering the lore of World of Warcraft. Ugh. Anyway. It came to me that new races are one of the most pointless things to put into a game ever. Why, you may ask? Well, the answer is quite simple, because a race makes almost no difference to how you play this game. When you picked a Tauren, did you pick it? Let's be honest here. Did you pick it due to its minor stats bonuses at the start in the areas of strength and constitution? Oh, good lord, I'm starting to talk D&D speak here. Strength and stamina. Did you pick him for his racials, or did you pick him because he was a giant cow? I'll bet the majority of you will say you picked him because he's a giant cow. Same reason I picked a troll. I did not pick a troll because of its racials. I picked it because, one, I thought it would be funny to have a troll mage, and two, I like the way they look. Why are people going to be picking Blood Elves? It's not going to be for their racial, even though it's quite a nice racial. It's going to be because of the way they look. Horde now have a pretty race. Rejoice, people. Was that really meaningful content? And you've got to look at the workload involved in putting this race in. It's not just adding a new character model and new racials. They had to create an entire new area, an area that's only going to be used by the Blood Elves themselves. So those who roll Blood Elf will get a whole new area. Great. Why? This isn't content. This is not meaningful content, in my opinion. This is lazy content. Now, the Blood Elves are cool. I've played the Blood Elves starting area. It's a good starting area. The race is well designed. The emotes are cool. The dance is cool. The way they move and fight is great. But did it really need to be put in? Now, perhaps I'm being a little bit harsh here, because new races are a staple of many games, especially with expansions. You always get new races. Whether it be a real-time strategy where they add a new side, and a role-playing game where they add new races, literally new races, in fact. However, the reason they add new races and new sides to those kind of things is because they actually add something meaningful to the game itself. If I get a new side on a let's take, for example, Command & Conquer. Yes, build more harvesters, had to be put in there. Yuri's Revenge. Added the Yuri side, and changed the existing sides. It added a new side to the game. It increased the amount of sides in the game by 50%. That's brand new content right there. It's brand new tactical possibilities. It's a great new way to play the game. Why? Because your side makes all the difference. In a game like that, that's exactly what happens. Let's turn to something a little closer to home. A role-playing game. Neverwinter Nights, perhaps. Not that I've really played it much, but I have the game. It's sitting on my shelf. You can't be a game if you don't own it. Even if you don't play it. Ooh, dramatic music, gotta love it. So, why are those new races in the game? Because they significantly affect the way you play. Significantly. The stats are different, and when it comes to the stat system in Dungeons & Dragons style games, you know what the stat system is. You've got Strength, Constitution, Dexterity, Wisdom. What's that other stat? Is it Intelligence? Could be. Yeah, probably is. And Charisma. There's your stats right there. Now, those stats do not advance beyond, say... They can advance beyond 18. 18's kind of your top to start with. You can't go any further than that to start with. Unless they've changed the rules while I wasn't looking. I did play a very old version. You can expand it beyond that using equipment, etc. But not to the degree you can in World of Warcraft. If you're a Tauren warrior or whatever, I don't know the exact stats, I'm going to pull this off the top of the head because it's irrelevant. The point still stands. You will start with, say, 35 strength. That strength will increase to over 300. So, in reality, you start with less than 10% of what you're going to have later. Whereas in a D&D style, you will never go anywhere near that. You will never even increase, I would think, 100% over what you start with. Generally speaking. There are exceptions, but that's generally speaking. Now, so when you get races, say you had a gnome who is naturally weaker than a dwarf, there is a significant difference there. You don't pick a gnome warrior because it's naturally gimped. In this game, it doesn't matter. A gnome warrior is not gimped because those starting stats make bugger all difference. So that brings me back to the point at hand. Why add a new race? There's no reason. There is actually, literally, I've come to this conclusion, no reason at all to add a new race. Because it's lazy content. It's there for eye candy. Yeah. I'll admit it, it's going to make the World of Warcraft world look a little bit more varied. Cool. I'm sick of seeing shumbling corpses and smelly trolls and big fat cows and stereotypical orcs lumbering around. To see a pretty race in Orgrimmar might be nice. They might stand out like a sore thumb, but it might be nice. Is it worth creating an entire new area, several new starting quests, whole new racial abilities, etc., etc.? I don't believe so. I don't. I really do not believe so. I don't know what your opinion on this is, but let me know, themurloc@gmail.com. themurloc@gmail.com. I wasn't disappointed to see it, let me put it that way. I knew it was going to come. We don't know what the Alliance race is yet, but quite frankly, I don't care. Will I be rolling a Blood Elf? Yeah, probably. The next ult I roll will probably be a Blood Elf for the sake of being a Blood Elf. You know what? I don't even have any undead characters. I play Horde and I have no undead. I've got 3 Taurens, 3 Orcs, and 7 Trolls. No undead, because they smell. But is that going to make a real difference to my gameplay? No. If they have a nice starting area, then it will probably be my preferred ult. My preferred ult at the moment is, as you may have guessed, Troll. When I start a new ult, it's Troll. Because I like the starting area, I know the quests, and I like the character in general. It's just a cool character to play. The Tauren starting area is atrocious. Orcs are just boring. And I don't like playing an undead. So, Troll. Will I be rolling a Blood Elf as my primary ult in future? Yeah, if the starting area is cool and it's not too much hassle and it's enjoyable. Is that going to make a massive difference to my gameplay experience, and is it going to keep me playing? Absolutely not. Why would it? It's cosmetic. More than anything, the reason for a new class is almost purely cosmetic. Racials don't make that much of a difference. Certainly not enough to make me roll an entire new character for them and actually play that character seriously. No, it doesn't. It's a case of, I'm going to roll this character because it looks nice. I'm going to roll this character because I haven't rolled this character before. That's cool. Is it meaningful content? No. That's my opinion on that. We saw it coming. I'm not going to begrudge Blizzard for putting it in there because it's standard expansion food right there. Standard content. Everyone puts it in there. And people did ask for new races. They really did. So they're getting what they want. They're getting what they deserve. I just want people to think, why did you ask for new races? Is this going to keep you playing the game? If not, why not? If so, why? Let me know. themurloc@gmail.com. Right. Let's see if we've got anything in for working as intended this week. Oh, God. Yeah, we do. A lot. Okay. Now, Sam Spenceley says that he thinks that Northrend would have been a better choice than the Outland. Okay. Yeah, possibly. The problem with Northrend is obviously that you've got to bring the whole Illidan thing in. I don't know much about the lore, so I'm not going to simply wander into this, but it seems to me that the Outlands is probably a more interesting place. One, because Northrend has already been seen, and the Outlands has only been seen in Warcraft 2. And let's face it, the Outlands in Warcraft 2 was a barren, pretty much dried, cracked mud thing with mushrooms as trees. The concept art for the Outlands now is looking very different. And I'm hoping to see something that is not just another desert, another winter area, another green rolling hills area, another volcanic area. Because let's face it, that's the way that the WoW world has been constructed. That's exactly what it is. That's cool. But if Blizzard are going to make an effort to make something wholly different, that's good. Go and look at the concept art. You will see floating islands, a broken landscape, and some very bizarre colours. And that will be interesting to see, because quite frankly, once you've seen one land in WoW, you've seen them all. You know what to expect. Hopefully with the Outlands, you're not going to know what to expect. It's going to be something wholly different. And that's cool. Now, that is the reason I think Outlands are a better choice than Northrend. Now, Photian from the Eredar realm says that Blizzard does know what people want, and they know what people think is fun and entertaining. But there will always be those who have something against it. People will beg and whine for new content, but when it is released, they'll complain. So it's a you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't situation for Blizzard. Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. And it's good that people are seeing that. They're not the only company to have been put in this situation now. Not at all. People ask for content and then they go back on it. People say, give us new things. They get new things. I wanted this. Tough. At the end of the day, you are not playing enough to dictate how the game goes. You're paying the price of a pizza every month to play this game. The price of a pizza does not get you influence anywhere in the world. So why the hell should it get you influence here? I really don't know. Absolutely not. Now, Eric Casino, also known as Hinita, if I pronounced his name correctly. TB, the expansion needs to have the ability to change your hairstyle. This used to be a big issue when the first game came out and then kind of died out. Anyway, they need barbershops to get him dying. While this may seem superficial, I'd sort of partially agree with him on that. Take an example of the game I was talking about earlier, Fable. In Fable, you don't get to pick what your character looks like from the start. He sort of evolves as you go. He gets battle scars. Depending on your alignment, he gets a more mean look or a more angelic look. He gets a glow. Depending on how he fights, if he is a warrior, he will bulk up, he will get muscles. If he's an archer, he will become sort of thinner and more agile. If he's a will user, he'll look older, wiser, have a blue glow in his eyes. And there is the ability to change your hairstyle, change the way you look, tattoos, facial hair, hairstyles, clothes, all that kind of thing. It's there for you. And it helps to personalise a character. When I load my character, do I necessarily think, this is my character, this is the character I've nurtured from level 1? Or do I think this is a toon? You know, this is my toon, and this is the equipment he's got on. And that's what influences it. Who knows? Now I'm going to get more working as intended after the break, because there's plenty more to read. But I'm sure you're sick of my voice right now, so I'm going to put on a track. What track will it be? It's a mystery, folks. I think a little bit of Iron Maiden is required at this point. When isn't Iron Maiden required? You listen to Blue Please here on WoW Radio. This, as requested, this is Power Slave.